What could you organize into your life to have more everyday richness? What would that look like for you? So much in productivity is about deleting, taking things out, getting rid of distractions. What the most productive and successful people in the world do is they organize themselves based on PQO. This matters to my career. I'm going to organize my day, my week, my month, my quarter, my year around outputs that move the needle in my career. If you read High Performance Habits, we learned this from the biggest research of all time into productivity. And what the most productive and successful people in the world do is they organize themselves based on PQO. This stands for prolific quality output. Now say it with me. Prolific quality output. See, I knew at that stage of my career, you know what? Going live is new. No one's doing that yet. You know what? Online, content's really going to matter. So I'm going to post 4 times a day. No one's doing that yet. Not in my genre of personal development, right? Most of the genre of personal development was years behind when I went online, right? I was launching online in 2008 personal development programs and courses, right? The next guy didn't start until like 2014. So we were way, way out. And I'm talking about significant 7-figure big online personal development. Okay. So why did I do that? Because I said, this matters to my career. I'm going to organize my day, my week, my month, my quarter, my year around outputs that move the needle in my career. How many of you ever feel like you spent, 70% of your week doing stuff that didn't really matter, but then you did like that 30% magic? You had that Thursday where you got so much done, and you even finished that Thursday and you thought, if I did that every day, I'd be a legend. You need more of those days. That begins with intention. On your Sunday setup, when you're thinking of your week, your question should always be, what quality outputs do I need to create in order to move the needle in my business or in my life or in my relationships or in my health? You don't need a lot of them, right? But there's specific things. If you do a lot of the right things for a long time, let me say it again, do a lot of the right things, prolific, a lot of the right things for a long time, magic happens in your life. And you didn't even see it coming. You didn't even know. You just kept doing the thing, and all of a sudden it adds up to a lot. But you knew what moved the needle, right? And so you have to decide what that is. If you're a speaker, that's getting on stages, giving keynotes. If you're a content creator, that's creating content, going live. If you're trying to improve your marriage, prolific quality output is the quality of the consistent conversations you're having with your spouse. How good are the interactions we are having? Let's get more good interactions. Let's get more good conversations. Let's have better quality output in terms of our date nights. I know that sounds almost like silly, but if you orient your life towards creating the things that move the needle, right? I started pushing this language in like 2006. Like, if you can find the things that will move the needle, you're set. And that's why I'm still here 15 years later, because I still know going live really matters, right? Still really matters. It's a way to reach more people virtually. Okay, so what's your PQO? I'm just trying to give you organizing principles, because I've found when people don't know what they're supposed to be generating or creating on a weekly or monthly or quarterly basis, they kind of meander. And it takes 3 years to achieve what other people are doing in 6 months. I want you to take your 3 years, please listen, I want you to take what would take 3 years, and I want you to do it in 6 months. Who's game for that? But here's the thing, I'm the high performance guy. That means do it without burnout. So how do you do that without burning out? You do the right things that matter the most more often. You delete the distractions and you do the things that matter. What matter? The best practices you learn from modeling others. So this is an organizing principle for me that matters so much. Related to this, but slightly different. DPA stands for daily prioritized action. Daily prioritized action. That means you have priorities for the day, okay? You have daily prioritized actions, and this is daily. PQO might be weekly, monthly, quarterly, and it might be an output. An action, though, you have to do these things each day, right? This has to happen each day. Daily prioritized action. If you study with me in Ultra, you've heard me teach this phrase, done by one. How do you get 3 years done in 6 months? Whatever moves the needle and whatever prioritized for the day, do it in your morning. Get it done by one, right? Get those kids up, get them fed, get them to school, get them out the door, and if you get to come back home and do stuff, do stuff. Do stuff. Get it done before those rascals come back. Because once they're back, you're screwed. You got, like, I'm telling you, there's very few industries that you can't absolutely win by 1 p.m. If you get the most important things done by one mentality, has helped me rapidly increase my productivity of my life. Because it's okay, what has to happen today? It doesn't mean I don't still work or still don't do things, but that emphasis is so important. Daily prioritized action. It means we've got to have that priority. Okay, a couple simple other concepts. This one is one of my favorite ones. Everyday richness. Some of you might have spied this little card in some of my live broadcasts. It's just a little card I have just off camera, and it's on a whiteboard, and it says, everyday richness. Because the priority is to feel the richness of life, not when you have the island, not when it's the end of your life, not when you get the bestseller list, #1 podcast, it's feeling the richness of life now. So what is it for you? What makes life feel rich for you? When does life feel rich? What are you doing when you just feel like, this is what it's about. This feels good. For some people, that everyday richness is just watching their kids play and having more time to connect with their kids. Some people, that everyday richness is walking out in nature. It can be so simple. For me, getting up in the morning, doing a couple quick stretches, going, boiling the water for the hot green tea or for the coffee, getting that mug, going, setting up where I'm going to read, wherever I'm at, traveling, or if I'm at home, getting the right book from the library shelf, put the book down, get that cup when it's ready, go open up the sliding door, walk outside in the morning air with the sun hitting me with my feet on the grass. And I just stand there in the grass like some cartoon neighbor. Staring off into space. My wife will walk by, we got a lot of windows, she'll walk by, she's like, what are you doing? I'm just standing there like a cartoon neighbor, enjoying the day, and it's just, I feel the sun, I got the tea or the coffee, I'm just taking it in for a few minutes, I'm happy, I go and I sit, I read, maybe 30% of the time the animal comes and sits next to me. Cat, who I love, her cat. It's on camera. I love it. It's right there. I pet that cat, and I read my book, and I take notes, and I come up with my quotes that I posted for all these years. And I just feel like I've already made it. I would do that on vacation. I would do that. That's something I put in the day. It doesn't take that long. It's a 30-minute thing, and it's just heaven to me every day. Did you touch heaven today? Did you touch heaven last week? What's a little slice of heaven for you in your life? What is it that just makes the difference? You know, it doesn't have to be extreme like a cold bath that everyone likes to do. Maybe just something that you really like, you know? Maybe you have that chocolate cookie. Don't tell the cold bath guys. But maybe you have something really nice for yourself. You do something nice for yourself. You know, because you think buying something for yourself will be the thing, but often it's experiencing something. I want you to experience more as you operate your life. Many people, they're pushing the dials, they're doing the work, but there's no experience there anymore. They lost the zap, the zest, the touch of heaven, the slice of joy, the everyday richness. What could you organize into your life to have more everyday richness? What would that look like for you? Put more of that in. So much in productivity is about deleting, taking things out, getting rid of distractions, as we'll talk about. But if we can get more goodness in there, like imagine just adding an hour or 2 or 3 extra of goodness into your day. Imagine your attitude. Imagine that vibe. Imagine that feeling. That's what we got to get you back to. Okay, with this, write the word down, write the phrase down, positive energy, and then real fast, what do you do to generate positive energy each day for yourself? What is it? Just write it down. Is it a workout? What is it? Do you take a break? Do you read? Do you meditate? Do you talk to a friend? Do you text somebody? Do you flirt with somebody? Do you try something new? What do you do? Yeah, you got to put some good energy in there in the morning. Right? For me, a big part of it, my wife and I would take a walk, right? And even if we're both venting about something, it's just positive. Be out in the sun, walking fast, because man, she walks fast. I'm telling you, that girl, bam! She has one speed. I'm like, oh my gosh. Plus she drinks, super leaded coffee, so she's just off to the races. And I'm trying to keep up with her. We're walking this nice, calm, cool country road. She's like, oh man. She gives me condition for these stages, I guess. She's just moving. It's just everyday richness, but it's also something that brings positive energy.